In my last video, I talked about how patience is the most important concept to master in crypto. And along with patience, you also have things like buying the narrative, BTC dominance, and also understanding exit plan. These are the 4 pillars of a successful crypto investor. Well, why is patience so important? The last video I made, Bitcoin was down to about 55, 54K, right? All of your altcoins were down 30, 40, 50%, right? It was looking very bad for the market, right? Everything was bleeding. A lot of people were panicking, right? A lot of people in the comment sections of a lot of my videos were panicking, right? They were panic selling. A lot of people that were inexperienced in this market were failing. And why do I say patience is so important? Well, because 2 weeks later, all of your coins are basically back to where they started. This is the past week, this is the past day, right? As you can see, everything is doing very well right now. The market always ebbs and flows, and right now, during the midst of a bull run, these corrections, and I say corrections because they're not drops, they're not crashes, they're corrections, right? They're opportunities. That's how you should reframe your mind whenever you see red during a bull market. If you saw a lot of red during a bear market, then of course that is a bad sign. But right now during a bull market, red is the color you want to see, right? It is the color you want to see because you want to accumulate these coins at a low price. And the time to accumulate was last week or 2 weeks ago. Whenever we kind of bottomed out in Bitcoin, that's when you should have been picking up these coins, because time and time again, a lot of these investors, they buy in the green and sell in the red, right? That is such a psychological concept. Whenever we see big green days like this, we get super excited, and what do? We buy, right? We see XRP up 40%, we see something like PopCat up 63% over the week, and we say, oh wow, you know, everything's going back up again, right? I guess the market is recovering, and then we buy into it, right? You know, something like Kaspa, right? It's held very steady. I actually think Kaspa right now could be a pretty good buy, right? It's still sitting in that 17, 18 cent range. But besides the point, right? You see something like Pepe up 37%, you know, right now at basically 0.00001. And then you say, hey, we're going to buy because Pepe is up 40% over the week. But why didn't you buy all the way down here when it was basically 50% lower, or all the way down here, right? It's psychological. Whenever we see red, we get very scared, and that's okay, because eventually we're going to train our brain to think opposite of that in a bull market, right? Keyword bull markets. You don't want to think this way when we're in a bear market, but in the bull market, this is exactly how you want to think. And if we just take a look at Bitcoin, right? Let's do a quick market analysis, right? Where is the market heading right now? Of course, market is always correlated to Bitcoin, but as you can see the chart, we bottom out right here around July 6th, July 7th. That's when we bottom out. Bitcoin basically touched this 10% range right here. And as I outlined in my last video, I believe there was a 10% chance that we would kind of consolidate down here in this $51,000, $52,000 Bitcoin range. But I believe there was a 90% chance we would actually bounce up from this red range right here, this 56, 57K, and bounce up and retest the 70K mark. And that's kind of where we're going right now, right? We are heading that way. Definitely. We basically bounced from 54K all the way to 65K. So we are definitely on that track up again to retest this range, the previous all-time high area of resistance for Bitcoin. Basically, we've never been able to break this in this long 3-4 month channel that we've had, right? Ever since, when did this start? Around February, right? Early March. That's when we kind of hit this 70K range, this all-time high range, and we've been consolidating ever since. In between about 50K to 70K, we've been oscillating for the past 3, 4, 5 months now, and I believe eventually we are going to break out of this. And when we do break out, right, I believe Bitcoin is going to hit its new all-time high of, let's say, 100,000, 150,000. I can't predict the future. I don't have a crystal ball, but it's going to break well above 70K, that is for sure. And once Bitcoin tops off, right, that is when we are going to see a full altcoin season. Altcoins will trend up with Bitcoin, but right when you see Bitcoin top off and kind of hit its peak and then start trickling down, that's when you see altcoins explode. That's when your portfolio is going to do a lot of massive gains, and that is what we've been waiting for, right? If you're watching my channel, more than likely you're probably more heavily invested in altcoins than maybe something like Bitcoin or Ethereum, and it's a very risky game that we play, but it's also a very rewarding game, right? Something like Bitcoin, right, you kind of expect what it's going to do, but altcoins, it's a gamble, but more times than not, right, this gamble will pay off, especially in a bull run with the right coins, with the right fundamentals, with the right entry. And when will we see this altcoin season, you may ask? Well, I believe that whenever we see this top off in Bitcoin dominance and this decrease in Bitcoin dominance, that range right here, this range, when we see this decrease in Bitcoin dominance, is going to be when altcoin season begins, right? When this happens, right, I don't know. This green arrow is just my personal prediction. But when we do see this happen, when we do see this drop off from maybe about 55% Bitcoin dominance all the way down to the low 40s, that is going to be the time range when all of your altcoins will do massive gains. And it looks like right now we are still consolidating in this 55% range, right? We're still kind of in this green zone. This is kind of where I predict Bitcoin dominance will top off, right? Somewhere in this green zone. And you can see I've drawn this green zone all the way till basically April of 2025, because quite frankly, right, I can't predict the future. Bitcoin dominance could top off all the way in August or all the way in April of 2025, right? Who knows? But whenever that happens, you need to make sure that you are ready. So make sure to stack up on your altcoin investments sooner rather than later, preferably on these red days, right? You don't really want to buy when the market's looking like this. The only coin that's down is Celestia. I'm sorry for all of you Celestia investors. This is kind of sad, but all of these other coins, right, are doing extremely well. And you know, would you want to buy when it's like this? Ideally not, but the market moves very fast. So hey, maybe if you don't have your initial positions in already, maybe you could DCA during this time, and then if it drops more, then put more of your substantial position back into the market when it's red. There's many ways to do it, but like I said before, buying in the red and selling in the green, that is the fundamental concept that a lot of people don't do. And quite frankly, I see this time and time again, right? People in my comment section are always saying, hey, like should I sell? Should I sell when the market is red? And then when it's green, they always say, should I buy? Should I buy? Should I buy? When you should actually be saying the opposite, right? When it's red, you should say, should I buy? Should I buy? Should I buy? When it's green, you should say, should I sell? Should I sell? Should I sell? Of course, right now, I don't think you should sell at all, right? Even if it's green, not financial advice, but you know, maybe if you're up like 20x, 30x, 40x, then right, it could be time to take some profits. You know, and it completely depends on you, right? What do you want out of your investment? Everyone is different, right? Let's say you have a 10K portfolio versus someone else who has a $1 million portfolio, right? The amount of gains you want could be drastically different, right? The person with a $1 million portfolio maybe is very comfortable with a 2x, right? If they double their money, they are extremely happy about that. So they would probably put it in something like Solana or Bitcoin or Ethereum, some of your larger cap plays that are, I guess, quite safe and, you know, have better protection. But someone with a 10K portfolio who maybe has, you know, not a lot to lose, but a lot to gain, right? They could be putting their investments in something like MOG, right? Maybe put in some in Kaspa, some in Near, some in Popcat, right? They could sprinkle them around. Maybe they go to the top 500, right? Put them in whatever this coin is. I don't know what this coin is, but they could put in some in this, right? It all depends on what your total target goal is, right? Ultimately, when it's all said and done, right, what do you want your portfolio to do? If you have a 10K portfolio, you might go a little bit more aggressive, right? I mean, depending on your risk tolerance, right? Your income, you know, if you're a student, if you're young, your age, right? It depends on a lot of factors, but more than likely you're going to go a little bit more aggressive, right? You're maybe aiming for that 10x, 20x, 30x on your portfolio versus someone with a 100K, $1 million portfolio. You know, they could be only aiming for a 2 to 3x conservatively, right? Maybe even just a 50% gain, right? At that point, you might as well just put it in stocks, right? If I had, you know, a couple million liquid, I would just be putting it into, you know, some ETFs, to be honest with you. I wouldn't really be playing around with crypto. But like I said before, there is so much opportunity in this crypto market, especially right now. this is such a great time, I think, to be in the crypto space, right? Because we are still, right? We still have not broken out yet. Bitcoin has not broken out of this all-time high of 70K yet, right? Whenever that happens, and whenever you see Bitcoin go on an absolute tear, I think if Bitcoin breaks the 70K range, it'll easily test 90K and 100K, right? I think it's just the psychological barrier of this 70K range that's not being broken right now. But once it gets broken, right, we are definitely testing 90 to 100K, and that's going to kind of be that next point of consolidation. But that is when a lot of the media attention is going to flow in, right? That is when a lot of your other, right, kind of casual investors are going to come pouring in. That's when your grandma might be asking you about Bitcoin, about crypto. That's when, you know, you need to start getting a little bit scared, but that's also when altcoins are going to start popping off. So it's better to be early than late. And right now, I would still say you're very early. Just looking at, right, like the search volume for crypto, it's still like pretty low. It's not that hyped yet. We're still in the point in the markets where investing in crypto is still considered risky, and, you know, people don't really understand it. But once you get to the point where a lot of people are talking about it, a lot of casual investors are talking about it, once you start having NFTs popping up, right? Remember that last bull run, right? We're probably going to have something similar. Maybe it's not NFTs, maybe it's something else, but you're going to see, right, a lot of maybe advertisements for crypto, right? It's going to be more mainstream, and once it does become mainstream, that's when you need to be careful. And you'll know when it becomes mainstream, right? You'll easily know. But right now, it is still not mainstream because Bitcoin is still testing this all-time high. And yeah, let me know, guys, what other videos you want me to see, right? What coins you want me to see, or you want to see me make videos about. I've been really busy. As you can see, my background literally changes like every single video because I've been traveling for work, and it's kind of taking a toll on me personally, but I'm really happy to make videos for you guys, right? I want to make this a successful channel. I want to help you guys with not only your crypto investing journey, but also just your financial journey as well, right? You know, I'm trying to kind of make a path for myself, right, to achieve financial freedom, and I want to make that same path available for you guys as well. And yeah, that's it for the video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.